All right. What's good, YGG community? We're back. We've got another game spotlight week here where we dedicate a whole set of activities to a featured game. We've got Pixels back once again, and there's a whole bunch of updates taking place. And we've got an event taking place as well this week. So we're diving back into Pixels. We've got the YGG squad on deck here. Sedano, Fallen, and we've got Tiff Legion with us and Luke from Pixels. How's everyone doing today?
Doing
Doing
good.
good.
Nice. So yeah, everyone, if you want to just give us a quick intro real quick for those that are new and haven't tuned in before, and we'll start to dive into Pixels.
Yeah, take the lead, Luke.
Yeah, thanks for having me. I'm Luke. I'm the founder of Pixels. I wear the CEO and the CTO hat inside of Pixels. And if you guys haven't played Pixels before, what Pixels is it's actually one of the largest Web3 games in the space right now. We have roughly like 80,000 to 100,000 monthly active wallets playing the game. And what the game is it's kind of like Web3 Stardew Valley. That's the easiest way to describe it. It's a farming simulation game. It's kind of like a mix of a social and like RPG style game. It's intended to be really casual, like easy to play. It's free to play, so you don't need anything in your wallet to start playing. And we put a large focus on user experience with the game as well too. So it's supposed to be really friendly, easy, and casual to get into Web3 gaming. We've taken a large focus on interoperability. So we do a lot of cool things that only Web3 can unlock, like avatars, avatar interoperability, where if you own an NFT that we didn't even release, like a Bored Ape or CryptoPunk, you can actually use it as a character in the game. And yeah, we're a really experimental team. We build in public. We just try a bunch of different things because we're trying to figure out what works in Web3 gaming and what doesn't. So yeah, thanks for having me. That's like a bit about what we're up to.
Appreciate it. Yeah, thanks for joining us. Fallen. What's good,
Yeah,
man?
I am the community manager here for YGG, one of them. And I put together some of these community spotlights and take feedback from the community on what we're doing right and what we can improve on, and then iterate with the rest of the core team here to get that done.
Let's go. Legion, how you doing, man? Nice to have you back. Legion, mic check. All right, while we're waiting for Legion, Sedano, how you doing, my friend?
Yeah, I'm good. Yeah, happy to see you, the Pixels team, once again here with us for another game spotlight. So lots of exciting stuff this week. And yeah, we have the experts from the YGG community, Fallen and ACLs, the Pixel Masters. Let's go.
All right. So yeah, while we wait for Legion to get connected, if we want to dive into some of the game highlights here that we were gonna showcase before we jump into all the information here.
Yeah. Maybe we want to jump right into your updates there, Luke. What have you guys been working on with the Pixels team?
Yeah, no, we've been super busy in the back end. So I think last time we spoke, that was right before a couple of interesting features that we wanted to release, like user-generated content features. So we released some of those, and then we've kind of been back into hibernation mode, where we've been prepping a ton of stuff that we're about to release. So there's 2 or 3 big things that we've been working on. One is we have a new NFT collection that we're about to release. And what we're doing to release this NFT collection is, instead of doing a huge mint around it, what we're actually going to be doing is kind of like a play to mint opportunity. We've been teasing it a lot. But essentially, this is going to be one of the next features of our game. We're releasing these NFTs around pets, and they're going to unlock a lot of new gameplay inside of Pixels. Really early on, like day one, when you actually get them into your wallet, they're going to be used in the game already. Like, we have the artwork ready for them. They'll follow you around. There's a whole growth and happiness loop. These are like in-game assets that are ready to go. And what we decided to do is we decided to do a full promotion around the first 100 of these pets, where players are going to be able to participate in this 28-day promotion. It's going to be called Pixels Carnival, and they'll be able to play all these different mini games with the chance of earning these pets, essentially. So that's a huge thing that's coming up. We're super excited about it. The release date we'll announce really soon. We also have another piece of content that we've been working on as well too. We might actually throw this in next week, so hopefully this will be live during when some of the YGG players are active and playing the game, doing all these quests over the next week. That's going to be involving secondary G.A.P, and we're really excited about that. We kind of built like a whole game loop around other deeds. And we're kind of testing the waters of like what deeper interoperability can look like and what interoperability in the space can look like as well too. It's really interesting stuff. So I think we're going to be releasing that next week. It's not a confirmed date, but we're trying to do that. So 2 pieces of content, and then we're still working towards our TGE. So that's coming up really soon. We're doing all this stuff in the back end to make that happen as quick as possible. And the TGE is going to be like the next stage of Pixel, and that's what we're super excited about. So yeah, we have an upcoming token. It's going to be called the Pixel token. We're going to do a whole shebang with the TGE. Yeah, we're just kind of basically doing the last stages of prep for that, and yeah, getting ready for that. So yeah, it's basically going to be 2 months of growth, trying to get as much traction as we can, as much attention to the game as we can, and then trying to launch the token shortly after that.
That's some pretty big
Sounds
stuff
exciting.
there. Yeah, amazing to hear like you're releasing all of these like fairly close together, right? Usually a lot of teams would be like, okay, we're doing pets and then we're gonna wait till next quarter and we're gonna release our token or something. That's really amazing stuff. I've noticed the pet icon for quite a while. It's like, when is this coming out? So it's nice to know that that's gonna come out, and love to see how that's gonna fit into all the gameplay and stuff, right?
Yeah, we're super excited about them, and they look super cute. So that's the even better part. We think they're coming out pretty nice looking.
Yeah. There we go. Yeah, I sent that into Senpu there. I'm like, this is a screen I've been seeing. So what you're telling me is this screen's gonna be populated soon.
Yeah, these pets will be on chain. So they're not going to be in-game assets like some of these other NFTs or like some of these other in-game assets we have are. They'll be directly in your wallet. You'll be able to trade them on marketplaces. And yeah, you'll be able to do whatever you want with them. They're also dynamic NFTs too. So these NFTs will actually update the more that you take care of it. The pet stats will get better. You'll see that transparently updated in the metadata. You actually have to hatch it from like we call them like pet capsules at first, but it takes like a few days to hatch them into actual pets before you even see the full trait reveal. There's some cool game mechanics that we're doing. This is kind of exciting stuff that we get to experiment with some Web3 tech that's coming out and getting more popular.
Yep. Legion, I think I heard you there. I briefly heard it. Oh.
Sorry, I dropped for a second. But yeah, very excited for pets. To introduce myself a bit, I think I play Pixels every day since play to airdrop, and I'm like top 63 players in Pixels level wise. And yeah, also one of the content creators that makes guides for Pixels Online.
Yeah, I've checked out a couple of your guides the last time ahead of the last highlight. So you've got some good content.
Super good, very good.
And also part of Thief Guild that helped YGG co-create this whole collaboration.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, a bunch of our collab stuff, and maybe that's a good segue into let's throw up some of these G.A.P quests here that Legion helped create, and maybe go over a little bit of those quickly.
Yeah, for sure.
Boom, there we go.
There's 8 quests, right? Yeah.
There's 8 quests so far. Yep. Again, I say so far, but we're probably gonna we had a few of these last season, but most of these are all brand new as we step up our game here. Legion, do you want to kind of go into some of these higher level ones, or the ones that you're most excited for this season?
Of course, Pixel gives you wings. You need to have the key of success and to get into the secret room from the post office. That's pretty exciting. And if you don't have the levels, like 26 cooking, you should buy the food for that. Journeyman is one of the easier quests. You need some low levels to get started. Landowner is for landowners, but it will be more affordable with a project. I won't shield now. Pixels Master Agriculturist, you will need a total accumulated level of 100. That's for big older players to have fun with. If you just started playing, I don't think that's very easy for you. Luke doesn't have that level, I'm pretty sure.
No, I'm not even that high.
Yeah, Pixels Miller is required for you to trade. I'm pretty sure. You need to deliver flour to Karen. You need at least level 5 farming for that. Pixels Pusher is for artists mostly. You need to co-create a YGG user-generated item, but not submit it. Just put it, and the YGG team will submit it and mint it. And then the next one for 300 token is the Butter Brew quest. The heaviest wine, as I like it to say. Is the second wine in the series, so not very far, but the butter brew wine is a hard one to make. If you know the recipe, you know why.
Yes, I do.
Yeah. And of course, the YGG TIFF in-game meetup. It will be next week. We will tell you Wednesday before the AMA, like 3 hours before the AMA, I'm pretty sure. It will be a hide and seek all over the place, like all over the cool Terravilla secret zones. It's old maps, old farm maps. We have like 3 old maps prepared for that, and will be very fun. Of course, giveaways and stuff. And we might do even more events, but not YGG related, not G.A.P related, tournaments. Depending on what kind of game mechanics we have on the carnival, we may organize tournaments like best of 8, best of 16, and spark a little bit of competitions, like one winner gets all.
Nice. Yeah, there's a lot of collaborative events. There was a party I think Heidi was like hosting with some of the YGG community the other day. I saw some of the highlights there. Loving all the collabs, all that content, just being able to mix up in the Pixels online realm. As you can see in the hot tub, right? All the different characters. So it's cool, like you mentioned, Luke, that you can bring in your own custom character into the game. So it's been fun, for sure, to see all the community enjoying the game.
Yeah, that's the stuff that we love to see too. And that's the stuff when we see it happening, that makes us think, okay, one, how can we support this kind of stuff even more? Because that's great behavior. Like, that's super fun. It's beneficial for like all communities. And then two, yeah, I mean, it's also speaks a lot about YGG too. Like, you guys are an extremely strong Web3 community. There's not that many strong Web3 communities in this space right now. So it's always sweet to see when you guys show up and when you guys like come into the game. I love having YGG in the game.
Let's go.
Appreciate that. Yeah.
Thank you. All right.
I've been grinding out a bunch of these, like, because again, I tune into Pixels at least once a day, get my crops, watered, harvest, and then back into the sauna there. But yeah, we are grinding pretty hard. I know some people are having trouble with a few things. If you are doing that, Pixels gives you Wings quest. Remember, you got to take a screenshot in the secret room, even if you've collected the energy drinks. Just take a screenshot while you're in the room. We obviously, if you have access there, you've probably found them. We're okay with that. And if you have submitted already and need to update it, you can't update in the form. We have it blocked off to 1 submission per person. So you can always message me and I'll update your quest there if you have any trouble. But yeah, I've been trying to grind out the 100 there, and the slugger and the beekeeping one are a little tricky. I know there's a few people like Gayu, and they literally have like a list, like a written sticky note of all the lands from TIFF that have beehives on it, and he goes from like beehive to beehive. I know we had a question from Mandags here on how do you get more bookmarks, and I think right now the only way is to be a VIP, right, Luke?
Yeah, or owning land too will give you more bookmarks as well. That's something that we probably will when we have Pixel token out, like sell for Pixel. Like we just want to think about like fun things we can add in game that don't affect the core gameplay loop for that kind of stuff. But yeah, right now it's either VIP memberships. They're like I think like $7 or $6 a month in Matic right now, or owning land can get you more bookmarks.
So there you go, man, Diggs. Those are the ways, or hopefully when Pixel's token is live, maybe you can buy that straight there too. Awesome.
Yep, for sure. So we have some questions to dive into.
I think right now I think we want to throw up a clip. I think Sumpu's got it locked and loaded here.
All right, sounds good. Let's go.
Before that.
All right, are you ready for a little sneak peek of the carnival? Are we ready?
Let's do it.
Here we go. Here's the little entryway. Now, all of this is, I would say it's 99% there. So if anything changes between now and when the release, give us some, what's the word, amnesty, Got a little cute pet section just showing off some fun pets.
We're going to get so many screenshots here.
So many. Some rare ones in there. Here. And then we've got our pixel sign for you to take your selfies with. Our avatar has a fun new haircut, as you can see. And let's just walk over here. We can see there's a little bit more of a pets area just to have some fun pets on display. You can make them sit down. There you go.
So yeah, we're super excited about pets. They're ready to go. They're in the game. They mix and match too. So we're looking at like other ways that we can have some fun with that.
Look at this guy.
Yeah, if you can see, there's some differences. There's a lot of trait rarity. Can you pet pets?
So you can make them sit. And then
isn't that so cute?
This is like one of my favorites. I'm obsessed with it. And then you can there's a little
oh gosh.
QA. All right, ignore that one. But yeah, you can make them sit, and then if you feed them, which you will get access to little dog bones in throughout the carnival, they stand back up. So yeah, there's your little sneak peek of the carnival. Trust me when I say it's much bigger than what I just showed you there, but that's the fun kind of pets showcase area, just in like the little front.
Oh man, big leaks.
Yeah, we gotta give the people what they want to see. So I mean, yeah, we've been putting a ton of work in the back end on building out this new game mechanic built around pets. And again, how we wanted to introduce this game mechanic was through this in-game carnival. So yeah, it's coming out soon. We'll announce the date as soon as we can. Hopefully we can get the date announcement this next week. I think we can. We're shooting for pretty soon, like hopefully mid-September is the date that will release. But yeah, when we do that, that'll be a big event. We'll have like 3 or 4 in-game mini games. We'll do some collaborations on each of these mini games with other Web3 projects that you guys all know and love. And then yeah, you'll have the chance to earn one of these 100 Genesis pets as well, purely through gameplay. The mint will be free, so it's not like getting whitelist. As soon as you get it in the game, you'll be able to mint it. The mint will actually be done through an operator wallet, so it'll just get sent directly to your wallet like an airdrop. You won't have to pay any gas or anything like that, and you'll get one of these pet NFTs in your wallet. We're pretty excited.
So it's going to be another like game to mint, as I guess you were kind of calling it last time, right? Because you did a similar mechanic for your airdrops, did you not?
Yeah, exactly. So what we don't want in this one though is we don't want it to be the same kind of grind that we had done before. So we basically want to do it where it's an equal chance to win a pet every single day. And it's kind of more like loot box or gacha style, where you'll play these mini games, you'll earn some tickets, and you'll have a chance to get a pet this way. But you'll really only be able to earn like X amount of tickets per day, and you won't be able to get that many more. So, we know some people in YGG, we know some people in our game love to grind. Sometimes we feel guilty about it too. Like we don't want to make you like play 24/7 for 28 days with these pets. Just come in and hang out for like 15 minutes, 20 minutes each day, see if you get a chance at it, and then come back the next day.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I like that. Legion's probably like, dang. He's like, I'm top 60. I would have got one for sure. So
For sure. It's fun stuff. Excited to see how the pets, are introduced and all the fun stuff that they entail. So cool. GG.
yes, super, super cool. Maybe you'll have to have like, are you looking into for the carnival there, possibly having like collabs for that carnival, and maybe having like I don't know, a Bored Ape carnival sign, a YGG carnival sign, that kind of thing?
Yeah, I mean, we should talk about that, YGG. We could probably do something if that's of interest. But then, yeah, we also have some other projects that we're working with to do stuff like that as well. That's kind of one of the experiments that we're trying to run over the next month, I would say. So, we've been building out this core game loop of the farming game loop, and we are going to start to put more resources into making that gameplay better and more engaging. Right now I think we have a decent game loop, and the gameplay is good. But it could be a lot better, and it could be a lot more engaging too, and we recognize that. So we're putting resources into that. But then also what we've been putting resources into is user-generated content and all the tooling around that. We released our first feature of that like a month or two ago, like I think right after the last YGG live stream that we did with you guys. And we saw some really interesting behavior with that we didn't really expect, where a lot of the UGC has been branded around NFT collections or like different Web3 brands. So for example, I bring up Subway Rats a lot, but Subway Rats has submitted like 5 or 6, decorations, all branded around Subway Rats collection. And that's extremely interesting when we're digging into that. We've seen Lazy Lion decorations, we've seen Dihino's, like a bunch of other NFT collections as well too. So the next thing that we want to experiment with is, okay, if we actually were to give NFT collections or Web3 communities access to our game tooling, and they were able to build their own mini games, would it draw in reach? And would the branded effect or like the community feel of it draw in users into our ecosystem? Is there like enough combined value there for each party? So what we're going to be doing is just making the mini games ourselves first, but then working with some other Web3 brands to brand them to see, okay, is this going to bring in more users? Is this going to bring in like excitement from that community? And then if it goes well, then we'll start to like really heavily invest into that UGC tooling.
Nice.
I know TIFF has some UGC stuff there too. When I hit up their lands, they've had some ideas. We've got some in the works here too. I did send that over. Yep, there we go. Right, they've got those flags that move around. I think we have a few IG stuff like coming in, like some flags ourselves, and we definitely have people working on it. So we're gonna have some user-generated content there. I'm sure when the mini games come out, we'll be first in line there with TIFF to create a bunch of stuff too. Like actually, maybe we can step up our hide and seek games with an actual hide and seek mini game somehow, right? Like there's a bunch of these different things that we're going to be able to look into, so we'll be first in line for that. Yeah,
that's exactly what we want to help enable. And then like, yeah, I know TIFF will be all over that. I love walking onto a farm and seeing a TIFF flag. TIFF members have a lot of pride. I like it.
It's cool. Yeah, you can see the vibe already. Nice.
Yeah, and we also own most of the lands as a guild.
Flexing again there, Legion, eh? Top 60, a bunch of hardcore players and big landholders. TIFF is clearly at the peak.
GG's TIFF. Love to see it. We got to have a party with TIFF then. You got to show us around, give us the tour.
Well, that's what this Wednesday is. So, Legion, maybe you want to chat about a little bit what you have plans for this Wednesday. I know we spoke about the hide and seek there, but aren't we going to kind of do a little bit of a helping hand for some people that might be struggling with these G.A.P quests?
Of course, we will give away energy and berry to newer players. I don't want to spoil the hide and seek locations because, it won't be so much of a seeking than just going there.
Yeah, I know last time you guys had some pretty crazy spots there. We had people like seeking for 5 minutes and we actually had to drop some hints. It's crazy how big Terra Villa is once you actually get into it and how many like nooks and crannies there are, right?
Yeah, for sure.
So excited to
But
do that.
Players will learn more about Terra Villa as a whole with this event.
Yep. We
Nice.
might crash the servers again, Luke. Be forewarned. We might be pushing your servers to the limit.
Yeah, we did crash the other day for the first time in a really long time, and we did that. We did like a 1-day quest, like 3 weeks ago.
The shorelines.
Yeah,
The shorelines. Yeah.
yeah, that was crazy. We designed it so that we had everybody in the same room. So there was like 500 or 600 people in the same room at one point. Game crashed.
That's a lot of people. Hopefully we're good.
Yeah, it was a very fun event. You were printing berry, like 1.5 energy for 8 berry guaranteed. Like it was printing berry, and also the reward, the tiki, is very expensive. So awesome event overall.
Yeah.
Love to hear it. Look at this banner right now.
Love that.
Yeah, that's KG's one of our UGC submissions there. So he's the first one there. I'm assuming, Luke, when we apply for that shouldn't be too hard to put in game, right? So we will be rocking our flag as well with TIFF there proudly.
Nice.
So that's our first UGC, but there is definitely some other ones there. So if anybody's watching, maybe try and avoid making a flag unless it's super different than Kagi's here, because I think he's won that one there. So but I think we actually have a few questions here on that Pixels push request. Elephantanium is one of them. So yeah, 450 is the reward strictly for a UGC content that goes through. It's not a pool. So it's not like if 10 people submit, they all have to split the pool for 450. That's 450 YGG if your UGC gets approved, and you're not sharing that with anybody else. As for somebody else, Ironside's asking, can 3 people work together on a single design? They definitely can, but it will be one person submitting and then getting the reward, as well as that Soulbound NFT. So I would recommend doing it solo, because we do not have the tooling built in for splitting up rewards there. So yeah, definitely if you can solo it. Otherwise, one person will be getting that Soulbound NFT, and then you have to trust that they'll split their reward of YGG tokens when they get it.
True. Sounds good. All right. So we got some questions lined up here. Should we dive into the community?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay,
If you want to hop into some questions for a bit there.
Yeah. Just taking a look at the chats here, seeing what the burning questions are right now. Folks that
Honestly,
are,
I
looking
think
forward
we
to getting in the event.
Yeah, I
Go
think
ahead,
we
Paul.
tapped out. Most of the people are just somebody and Chella screenshotting with me because I am sitting in game. Other people are just talking about these pets and the leaks. So I guess most people are pretty set. They don't have questions, which is actually a good sign, right? They know what's going on. They're happy to play, and it's easy enough. Oh yeah, Legion, if you got one, please shoot.
Nice.
There was a leak, and I'm asking if we have any updates on it. If Genesis Pets will help us generate any extra amount of pixel token,
Ooh,
and how the sabotage game mechanic will work. Like, will pets steal some resources from the silo, or?
Yeah. So okay, that's a 2-part question. I'll start with the first. How we think about pixel distribution is we want to give it to real players as much as possible. We want to give it to players who are more involved in the ecosystem than other players. Like, it's honestly really similar to how YGG thinks through how they want to give out their token. So things that make it really difficult if you're a bot to get Pixel is if we gate earnings to things like land ownership, to VIP ownership, or to pets ownership. So yeah, that's the kind of stuff that we're thinking about a lot when we think about Pixel distribution. And then yeah, there's also like in-game content that we just want to incentivize you going down. So for us, Pixel is going to be burned by pets a lot, but there's also elements of earn that we can add in with the Pixel token from pets as well too. Really, it's just like all about, for us, the end result that we want out of Pixel distribution is we want long tail retention if we're giving incentives back to players, or you want to incentivize growth. But it's like, okay, you guys own a pet and you guys are engaging in behavior that gets you playing the game for a long time, or like going past like the day 28 mark, then you're probably going to find ways to get it through that. And then in terms of part two, Legion was asking about elements of like sabotage with pets, and that's one thing we've been teasing and like talking about a lot lately on the team. So right now, the core game loop of Pixels is a farming simulation game, and you basically just farm and you farm and you farm and you gather resources. But what we want to kind of start to experiment with is maybe mixing up that core loop a little bit and doing things like adding in elements of sabotage, adding in elements of cooperation too, or like competitive cooperation as well. And that's one of the areas of pets gameplay that we're going to start to experiment with as well. We're still kind of working out the details of what that mechanic looks like. But basically that's what the next like 1 to 3 months looks like at Pixels, besides those other objectives that we were talking about when it comes to basically just getting traction so that we can go through TGE and actually launch the token that we're trying to launch. Like the other things we're working on are, experimenting with drastically different types of gameplay and seeing what works. So we're trying to do that in a way that's not as disruptive to core gameplay right away. But if we start to see stuff that's working and sticking, we're going to, keep moving forward with it too. At the end of the day, we want to build a really good and fun game. We want to build something that you guys all really love and enjoy. So part of what we do too is we build in public and we get feedback from all of you guys. So if we try something and it doesn't work, then, we'll roll it back. We'll try some other stuff too. But yeah, we love the idea of, adding in elements of sabotage, cooperation, and incorporating pets with it.
Nice.
Super
Love
exciting stuff. Yeah.
So fun.
Yeah, so
I'm sure.
Go ahead. Sorry,
Oh,
Paul.
yeah.
Can't wait.
No, Legion. I was just gonna say.
Can't wait to.
Oh, you go, Legion.
Can't wait to have my max level highest stats pet walking around Terra Villa. I have my potions ready.
Nice. Yeah, so if you guys have been playing the game, I know some people, we released the potion table a while ago, and yeah, it's no secret anymore. Like the potions are what's going to be like a large driver of the pet stats. So the better potions that you have before we release pets, I'm guessing potions will be in high demand after we release them.
All right. Sounds good. I gotta jump
Cool.
into this. I need
Yeah,
a
you've been
walk through
slacking.
Legion. I've been slacking. I definitely admit to that. 100%.
I told you from the get-go, man. Pixel's one of those big games here right now.
Oh yeah, for sure. No, I've been enjoying it, definitely. I followed along, just I haven't had a lot of time to commit to any one game, but I've got to jump in there. I'll be in the event this time for sure. I will be in this
Yeah,
event
for
this
sure.
week.
Well, see, that's the other nice thing about Pixels, right? You can play as casually as you want right now, or as hard, hardcore like Legion if you want to be top 60 all the time, right? Like for me, I plant my crops, I come check on them once a day, harvest them, do my loop, and come back, right? Although I've been grinding a little bit harder right now for some of these G.A.P quests, and who knows? Like you said, Luke, maybe there's some way for us to kind of integrate this, right? Some of these quests, and maybe, who knows, people might be able to earn YGG and Pixels, maybe? Who knows, right? We'll definitely be talking more about some of these integrations and working more hand in hand together. Especially if we can, get direct access to your API, or even find a way to work these into your questing system that you already have there. And, who knows? We want to, have this as accessible to as many people, right? Even people that don't necessarily know YGD, but maybe they see them there, and then that brings them over. Like we're definitely, of the same mindset of you, build in the open and let the, community and players decide what works and what doesn't. And, just shift gears that way. I think that's what's cool about Web3, right? Is our ability to kind of pivot so quickly versus traditional gaming, right? It's usually hard for them.
Yeah, I mean, that's the kind of stuff I love. Just like exploring different things to see if they work in the space. Like, I think people need to be trying things out more, especially in Web3. It's such a interesting space right now because I think we're still all trying to figure out like what really is going to work and what won't work in Web3, and what really is the value of adding Web3 into games. And I think we're starting to hone in on it at Pixels. Like, I think we're getting a better idea. But our ideas on what worked in Web3 are very different now than they were a year ago. And it's really just been through this experimentation and this building in public mindset. So, I mean, yeah, we love interoperability. We love doing collaborations with other people in Web3 that are also trying to push the bounds a bit. I'm super open to doing something or figuring something out like that.
Nice. Yeah, I was going to stir up a question here. If anyone in the community as well, just like around, the table here also, any, guild advancement program quests that we could suggest here, or from the community, anything you guys would want to see in Pixels with YGG? Love to know.
Luke, off the top of your head, is there anything you can think of that you'd love to see as like another kind of player quest there that you can't really integrate into game, but maybe in the G.A.P system? Off the top of your head.
Yeah, no, that's something I think about a lot, actually. I mean, I think always like the social aspect of like these games are really interesting. So like we don't have great Twitter integration, so that's something that's like always super helpful for us. Where it's like, dang, even if we had that, we would be willing to give out in-game rewards for things like sharing to Twitter or sharing to socials. Like one of the biggest things we think about all the time in the game is K factor. That is, for every person that comes into your game, how many people are they bringing into the game? And that's like the most indicative measurement of game success, besides retention. Some other things too are, there's like avatar things that we could do, or like, I don't know, I would love to get something in our game that like people could do top farms or like best decorated farms a bit more often. We used to do that by hand. Like we would have people in our team go through like all the farms and pick out which ones were like the best decorated every single week. I always think that's super fun.
Yeah, so maybe having it more like an autonomous one where the team's not handling it, but it's like a quest where you have like maybe a council, like a TIFF member, the mayor, and a few other people, and they go through and kind of look through it and then choose.
Yeah, something like that maybe.
Yeah, we've kind of teased. It looks like Elephantanium is kind of throwing out ideas too, and that's a great thing about our G.A.P system, right? Is like YGG itself doesn't necessarily create the quests. We go to people that know the game or are excited. So like Legion, Elephantanium, you're also welcome. I know you're tuning in to kind of chime in on the design of these. We want these quests to be tailored per game by the people that are playing the game, right? The experts, you could say. So again, any ideas, whether if you're out there listening, feel free to chat and then send them my way. I'll look through them and we'll kind of work together as a Pixels council here to figure out which ones work and continue to iterate, right? The G.A.P system here, this is like very, this is our fourth iteration, you could say, but it's definitely nowhere near the end of it. We did tease, Luke, I'm not sure if you were able to tune into our community update, but we're going to add like our own kind of reputation and leveling system for the G.A.P there, which is going to be interesting too, right? We're going to have people actually leveling up their profile by participating in G.A.P and kind of even adding these own skill trees, as you could say it. Like maybe you're an esports player, maybe you're a streamer, right? Maybe you're more of a moderator. So we're kind of diving into this idea of being able to not only have people participate and gather this reputation as like a Web3 resume, but also kind of specialize in what you're most proficient at within Web3, right? Maybe you're a streamer, maybe you're just a hardcore gamer, right? Like Legion here. We want to be able to have people show that and then come to, other games and show that and be like, hey, look, I'm a top player in Pixels, and I want to come grind your game here. Maybe you could give me some special treatment or something, or again, like you said, right? Maybe somebody's like just a amazing person at social media, right? We want them to be able to showcase that and be like, hey, you know, you have an opportunity here for me to help you with your marketing or something, and I can show it through the YGG reputation system. So we're starting to really think about that too, and all of these different avenues of where we can use this reputation system and go from it. So
I can't emphasize how important Web3 reputation is and how big of an opportunity and like how necessary that is. It's one of the biggest problems in Web3 gaming right now, the lack of a reputation system where, you know, if you don't have that, then what happens is you'll have a bunch of cyber attackers or a bunch of botters come into the game. And without, you know, this Web3 reputation, it just becomes much more difficult to give, you know, rewards to the real people who deserve them. And if you give rewards to bad actors, that ruins the rewards for everybody in a way too. So things like a reputation system, I've been dying for that. Like I've been working with, you know, all the chains to figure out what's going on with Web3 identity, like what's going on with like, you know, is there ZK, KYC available, stuff like that. I don't think KYC is the right answer to this problem. I think it's this identity solution where it's still, you know, anonymous. You don't have to KYC to do it. You just play games. Then we get an idea of like, okay, you're probably a good user. And if you had a good reputation in YGG and then you came into our game, yeah, that's definitely something that we're interested in. We can increase your earnings. If I know that you are like a super avid player of Axie Infinity, for example, then I know that you're probably the right kind of user to come into our game. Like I know that you've already gone through their bot detection. I know you've already gone through like all of their rigor. And now, okay, I know you're probably a good user. So I can just assume the better of you rather than assuming that you're an attacker immediately.
Exactly. I don't think an attacker or a bot user is going to grind to, you know, get level 100 total profile in Pixels. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think they'll go that far. And that's one of the reasons why we've been trying to avoid really easy onboarding quests. Not to say we don't have them, but like we're definitely pushing more to that medium or veteran level stuff, just because again, same idea. We don't want a low hanging fruit that botters or attackers can easily build a reputation and then come attack through. Like that's also why we've been kind of leaving a lot of these onboarding quests to what we're our super quests. So we did some super quests for Axie, which is again more tailor made for onboarding or esports stuff. But yeah, we're definitely thinking about this reputation. I don't think anybody else in the space is doing it like we are. I know a lot of them have tried questing and are doing questing, but again, it's that very low hanging kind of onboarding stuff, and they're not thinking about that reputation system like we are.
One thing, so what we haven't done is, and I've been wanting to do this, is we haven't put our banning on chain. We do like two types of bannings. We do shadow bans and we do normal bans. But yeah, that's something where it's like, I think that would be really valuable information to you guys as well too, where it's like, if we put that on chain, hey, we banned this user from our game, then that's probably not a user that you should probably decrease their reputation, right?
Exactly. Yeah, I don't know if that's something we've thought about. That's a good thing. I'll probably bring that up to our team there, because one of our founders, Owl of Moistness, there is just like a crazy Solidity and you know, Ronin coder there. So maybe that's something I could sprinkle in there, and he'd be like, I've never thought about that.
It's actually a huge pain point. Like, it's because there's a lot of projects out there when they do their drops or collections, whatever it may be, right? You have botters that come and they swarm these drops. They get majority of the assets. They control the market activity. So if there's a way, like you said, on-chain reputation to monitor the users that are doing these type of activities, and then, as you mentioned, there's some type of consequence, right? It would definitely be beneficial to the wider ecosystem. So
yeah, Elephantanium saying like a Web3 blacklist of wallets. That list would get pretty long pretty quick.
Yeah, for sure.
Awesome. Anybody have anything else they kind of want to wrap up? Luke, any closing words here for our community?
Yeah, no, these are tough challenges in Pixels, and yeah, if you come in and you come into our Discord, all of that, you'll find a friendly community who is willing to help you and is there to help you. So don't get too discouraged. Yeah. And then, yeah, the YGG community has been great too. So I'm sure there's tons of people in there that will be happy to help as well. But yeah, I wouldn't call these like, this is going to take you a bit of time. But I hope you dig in. I hope you like the game. And, at the end of the day too, what we like to tell people who come in and play Pixels is like, you're going to have much more fun if you actually like the game, if you're having a good time doing it. So, only grind on it if you're having a good time. But also if you are having a good time, you have some suggestions, like our founding team and our internal team is very, very active in our Discord. We listen. Like you can come in and suggest things. Like if you are like, hey, I hate this certain thing. Like I hate bothering these crops all the time. Let us know. And that's the kind of stuff that we're more than happy to hear because we want to make the game better with all of you guys. So yeah, just appreciate you all coming in and checking it out. And go YGG. Super excited about what you guys are up to.
Appreciate it. Yeah, for sure. I was going to say same thing. Everyone in the community, share your suggestions on the G.A.P and, the Pixels community. There's so much collaboration going on with this ecosystem, and I love to see it. I can't wait to get some of my own custom PFPs in the game and see what they look like in 8-bit. So it's going to be fun. We appreciate you, Tiff, and, Legion yourself for coming out and supporting us. Appreciate you, Luke, and the entire Pixels community. We are YGG. It's been fun.
Yeah. Thanks, guys. Yeah. Really appreciate it, Luke.
Yeah, thanks so much for having me.
Our pleasure. Legion out.
Legion out. YGG together.
Make sure you hit up pixels.xyz. Let's go.
Exactly. Let's go. Cheers, guys. Thank you.
Appreciate you.